So welcome back. This time we're going to be heading into the 6th palace to place the final crystal. The timestamps are located in the description. So from Ocean Palace, continue heading left, go back to Narubu Town, especially if you need to recover, which I don't see you having to since you sealed the statue. And from Narubu Town, head south to find a creature that can only be blown away by using the power of the whistle, which is strangely familiar to Mario's warp whistle. After you pass the creature blocking the river, you're going to be coming across a wall of lizardmen. In the first wall and the third wall, you're going to be fighting against an orange lizardman. In the second wall, you're going to be fighting against a basilisk. I recommend not fighting and just trying to get through as quickly as possible, since you're going to want to conserve your health because the town is not yet nearby. So once you're past the third wall, follow the road, past the graveyard, and continue across the bridge. Here at the bridge, you're going to want to try and avoid all the Bagubagus. You're going to want to avoid as many of the Bagubagus as you possibly can. After you're done that, continue heading right. If you look to the south, that is called 3-Eye Rock. That is where you'll find a hidden palace, but right now we're looking for the heart container. Now at this point we have all the heart containers, and the final magic container is located in the next town we're going to, which is Kasuto Town. Now before we go to Kasuto Town, we're going to need to wander around here to find a 200 point P bag, which is located in the middle of this forest section to the right. After you've done that, continue heading north into Kasuto Cave. In Kasuto Cave, you're going to be fighting against 3 Tektites, which you'll need to cast fire in order to kill. As for the second part of the cave, you're going to be fighting against an orange lizardman at the beginning and a red lizardman at the end. And you're going to want to break down, and you want to create a clearing in the woods to find new Kasuto Town. So at this point, all you need to do is continue heading right until an old woman comes out of her house. From here, you need to talk to her, go into her house, and continue right. You'll suspect another wizard will give you a new spell, but instead, you'll find a magic container. So now that we've found the final magic container, we're going to need to continue heading right again, this time to find the wizard. We're going to head into the second segment of town to find the wizard. Go into the house with the open door. And you're going to want to walk to the fireplace and press up to access the hidden area to gain your second last spell. Have spell selected, and exit. Spell only has one use, and that is to reveal a secret in this town, which gives you a skeleton key, which will open up every palace door in the game. So once you reach the third segment of town, you're going to cast spell, and a hidden rock formation will appear. enter into it, and you'll find the skeleton key. So at this point you're ready to tackle the hidden palace, recover your life and magic, and then head back to Three Eye Rock. So once you exit Kasuto Cave, head south back to Three Eye Rock, stand in between all three rocks, and use your flute. So first off, we're going to want to head right, hit the statue, hopefully it's a red potion. If it's a red Ironknuckle, run for your life, and then continue down elevator number 1. If you need point bags, continue right, and you're going to cast a jump spell to get the point bag on the right side. There's also a second point bag to the left. We're going to avoid those two since those are really out of the way, and continue down into the next room. From here, all palace doors are open to you, thanks to the magic key. Continue right. As you can tell, they're whiz robes. Continue right, destroy the Hell Guma that's in your way, and try and avoid the maces he throws. From here, destroy the blue Ironknuckle as you normally would. Try to take as little damage as possible. If you can, back him up all the way into the hole, and he'll throw himself right off. At this point, you have a choice. From here, you can fall down to reach a point bag, run to your left, otherwise you'll fall directly down. Bounce off the Ironknuckle as you make your way back to the hole to drop down again. Drop down the next hole below you, and you're going to quickly get to the left side in order to get another P bag. All you need to do is jump back into the hole and you'll return back to the uppermost room you just left. Unlock the door, kill the blue Ironknuckle if you need to, otherwise continue heading right. In this room there's a whiz robe and statues that shoot energy balls at you. You're going to want to try and avoid the whiz robe since the energy balls don't do a lot of damage to you. Continue into the next room, and if you're in need of experience, kill the blue Ironknuckle, and then continue right past it, destroying the blocks to get the P bag. Otherwise, create a path for you to climb up and continue right. At the gap, you're going to want to do a run and jump in order to clear it, and after that, continue right. Avoid the orange Moa flying around the room and the whiz robes that are teleporting around the room. At the third statue, you're going to want to have jump active so you can jump over the hidden hole. After you jump over the hole, clear a path through these blocks and continue to the right. So from here, I recommend having shield on since you're going to be fighting the same boss you fought back in the third palace, which is a blue Ironknuckle on horseback. Like before, do a downward thrust as he charges at you, and once the horse goes down to its 5th bar, it'll run away and you can fight the blue Ironknuckle as you normally do. After you kill him, a key will drop from the ceiling, which in my opinion isn't needed since you have the magic key already. But continue right and grab the cross. The cross allows you to see any invisible moas that fly around the screen, such as those invisible enemies you keep coming upon. So from here, destroy the 2 blocks that are blocking your way, and instead of jumping over the hole, jump into it. Cast your jump spell, destroy the 2 blocks up here, and then you're going to fight a red Ironknuckle. Destroy him, grab the P bag, and continue heading left. You're going to end up fighting another red Ironknuckle. If you can, destroy this magic bubble since it's one of the fast moving ones, and you want to try and conserve as much magic as possible. And this magic bubble gets in the way of that. Fight Ironknuckle if you want, otherwise head left. So from here, destroy the 2 Paltumas you'll come upon. If you want to destroy the Wizrobes, go right ahead. Otherwise, do your best to avoid their attacks. Now once you've gotten past the Wizrobes, go up the elevator and wait right here for a second while the Helguma throws his attacks. After that, destroy the Helguma and cast Jump. From here, you're going to head back to the room where you fell down the 2 holes to get 2 different P bags. Again, watch out for the Wizrobes, and the statue's energy attacks are what you should let yourself be hit by instead of being hit by the Wizrobe, since the Wizrobe causes more damage. So here we're back in the room. If this blue Ironknuckle is still alive, try and get past him without taking too much damage, and jump into the hole. Let yourself fall into the first hole, to the next hole, and you're going to land on a crumbling bridge. Immediately jump to your right. If you don't have enough magic to cast 2 fairy spells, then you're going to need to exit this palace. You will need to cast fairy twice in order to get to the boss. So you can do one of 2 things. Return to New Kasuto Town, which takes long, or do my method, which is exit the hidden palace, use the flute, come back in, and hit the statue at the beginning, and hope for a red potion, and use the magic gain from that to recover your HP. And you can also repeat that by leaving the palace. Alright, so once you pass this key door, you're going to end up fighting a blue Ironknuckle. Just like the first Ironknuckle you fought when you first came into the palace, you can push him right off the edge. You just have to be careful about it. Or you can do downward thrust on his head to bounce right past him. As for the blue flying statues here, you're going to want to use your downward thrust to avoid getting hit by them. Also, as for the Muse, you're going to want to wait for them to actually jump into the lava all by themselves. After done that, continue heading right, and in this room you're going to be fighting against Wizrobes. If you're thinking of casting Reflect, just don't. Save your magic for the next room, which is going to require you cast Fairy. So, cast Fairy here, continue across, avoiding magic bubbles and drips. So watch out for the blue Paltuma that's going to drop from the ceiling, and the orange Moa that's going to draw fire on your face if you're not careful. Continue right past this ski door, kill the Mew, and continue into the next room. In this room, you're fighting off against another blue Ironknuckle on horseback. After done that, a key drops from the ceiling for some reason again. Continue right into the next room. So at this point, you have two paths. If you continue right, you can use jump and get to the right side of the room to get a 1-up doll. Just be aware there's a blue Ironknuckle there, as well as 2 magic balls. You are going to need to destroy the blue Ironknuckle as quickly as possible and destroy the magic balls before you get the 1-up doll. So we are going to avoid the 1-up doll, jump down, have your fairy spell ready. And then cast it. You'll want to fly up into this little pathway here. Stay at the top to avoid the blue Paltuma and continue right into the boss room. The Dragon Barba here can be defeated rather easily if you have shield and jump active. Shield will reduce the damage and jump will allow you to jump up and do a downward thrust on his head. Just don't do it if you know you're going to fall directly into the lava. Its only vulnerable spot is its head, so you need to jump up and attack it. Or you can pick one of the pits of lava that you think it's going to come out of and just keep slashing at it. Hopefully you get it right and you'll get a free hit out of it. And that's it. Barba is dead. So grab the key you don't need, open up the door to the right, and seal the palace. Alright, at this point, whatever's not level 7, you must at least have all your stats at level 7. The next palace is pretty hard, and that includes the bosses. We're going to do this ending a little bit different. We're going to cross this bridge, and we're going to get the final spell, which is actually the most powerful spell in the game, and also required in order to beat the 8th palace boss. Now that we have the cross, we can actually see the flying invisible moas. So enter into the first house, go down the stairs, talk to the wizard, and you'll get your final spell. And that's it. This is Thunder. You can use it anytime. It's not required that you only use it for the final boss. I recommend you only use it for the final boss. That includes all the enemies you find in the next palace, even though you may want to use it. So anyways guys, that's it for this part of the walkthrough. The last video is coming up. The last part of the walkthrough is coming up next. If you're interested in more walkthroughs, go ahead and check out that card at the top. Otherwise, this is Vault, and I'll see you guys next time.